Welcome to the Matt Phillips podcast. I am Matt Phillips, your sales leadership coach, mental toughness expert, and founder of Matt Phillips Coaching. We help sales managers and leaders make more money, save time, and become kick-ass leaders of their sales teams. And that's what we're here to talk about on this podcast. We are here to give you the tools and tactics to build a well-oiled sales machine and teach you the mental toughness skills so you can show up confident, focused, emotionally in control, and ready to energize your team. It's time to talk sales leadership and mental toughness. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome to today's episode. It is Matt, and we're going to do something a little bit different on today's podcast, and I'm going to share a couple fun facts about me. I get asked quite a bit because, when I'm out with clients, it's heavily business focused, and we're trying to increase sales and drive results and make them just good, great people in everyday life. And so people often ask, like, Matt, tell me something about yourself, something that people wouldn't know. And I don't know if I have anything that people wouldn't know today, but a couple fun facts that you may or may not know about kind of me and what we do. So the first kind of fact, if you will, is telling you a little bit about my family. So I am married to Shannon, and she is integral in the business. People don't know that. She runs all the back office operations and frankly keeps me in line, let's be honest. And we've been married over 19 years now, which is awesome. And we have 3 children together. So we have a junior in high school, freshman in high school, and a 5th grader. And they're all fabulous kids. And the reality is, with 3 children and being married and running a business and having my wife in the business, things tend to get hectic in our household. And sometimes people don't think that's real, but it is, because we all have a lot going on, probably like all of you listening to this. And maybe you'll relate to this, where our 3 children all play different sports. And of course, they're different ages, so different teams. And sometimes my wife and I feel like we're passing like ships in the night, right? She's off to drop our youngest off at volleyball. At the same time, I'm going to drop our middle off at ice hockey. And then our oldest is driving now. Thank goodness, man, what a life changer. But she's driving to volleyball. And then I'm going back to get the little one. My wife's going to get the kid from hockey. And then we're going to go watch my daughter play. I mean, we are all over the place with all these different sports, let alone now we're traveling for all these club sports, club hockey, club volleyball, all these crazy things. So I don't know if that's a fun fact or not, but it's a fact. And, I always think of we're all so busy every single day, and we have so much going on. And my wife and I have to remind ourselves, and we talk about it often, of, even from our relationship perspective, how do we carve out time for each other, right? How do we carve out time for our kids, even if it's 10 minutes a day, as some of the books read. But that is so critical for our growth, our development, things like that. So that's a little fact about our family. And if you see posts on LinkedIn, I'm sure, of me, working from a hockey rink or at a game or practice with my kids. And that's something super important to me. So I make time for it. And reality is, I'm doing work while I'm there a pretty good amount of the time, because why not? So that's one fun little fact about my wife and I. The other fun fact that I'll share with you is around my pro baseball career. And a lot of you know I played Division I college baseball here in the United States at Creighton University. Go the Creighton Blue Jays, right? Heavily known for basketball, of course, but played baseball there. And then I had an opportunity to go play professionally over in Europe. And I played in Austria, and here's something interesting about playing over there. When I moved over there, I lived with a host family, and I wasn't there for too long. It was like 3 or 4 months, and I knew baseball was coming to an end for me, and it was time to move on and get a real job and get into the real world. But during that time, amazing host family. The rules of that league, that Bundesliga, the first league in Austria, were that you could only have 2 foreigners on the field at one time, right? 2 foreigners on the field. And so I played shortstop, and there was another American on the team, and he played catcher, and we were the 2 foreigners. And so we traveled around. All the rest of the players were Austrian, but we traveled around all over Austria playing. And the other foreigners over there were, Dominicans and only two other Americans we ran into, but Australians, Japanese players. It was this really cool mix of foreigners within, from my perspective, a foreign country to me, but it was just awesome. So we'd get to connect with not only these Austrian players, but also these other two foreigners that were allowed on the field at one time as we traveled around, and got to just learn about them and get to know them and kind of their journey and path to the same place where we were. So that's kind of a fun little tidbit to leave you with, that I was one of two foreigners allowed on the field at one time and just had a amazing time over there. I could tell you story after story about my time over in Austria, especially with not only the baseball, but the travel that we got to do. And it was just a real incredible experience. So if you have a kid right now, I call him kid, but who's playing a sport and they want an opportunity to play at a different level, at the next level. And maybe, I wasn't drafted here in the United States, right? So I had to go seek other opportunities. But here's the reality. There are other opportunities out there. So go seek it out, go move to a different country, go do something different, because the stories you get to tell when you get back are pretty incredible. So those are some fun facts about my family, about my pro baseball background a little bit, and hope you enjoyed those today. So maybe next time you and I meet, I'll ask you what's a fun fact about you, and you can tell me a story as well. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please, as always, if you like this, please share it with some of your friends, some of your colleagues. Make sure you like this. And just so excited to have you on the podcast today. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Thank you for joining us today on the Matt Phillips podcast. If you are like us, we know that you are here to do great things, to become the sales leader that makes things happen and drives big time sales results. We know you have that big vision, and we are here to help get you where you want to go. We're here to help you develop that unstoppable, rock solid leadership skill set and help you train to master the one true differentiator: mental toughness. We would love to be part of your journey. So if you are ready, head over to mattphillipscoaching.com and check out the ways that we can help. As always, please share this episode and make sure you subscribe by clicking the button below. Thank you again. And now, go crush the day.